Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We are witnessing a political drama that is slowly unfolding in USA. But it's nothing new. On the one side, we find President Trump claiming that the elections were rigged, which as well might be because there's evidence to that. On the other side, the media and the leftists have already declared Joe Biden elected as the president. And none of them is absolutely right. The question arises, since Trump is refusing to cooperate with the transition team, is that justified? Does he have a hope of continuing the second term? Let me tell you very clearly, constitutionally, there is only one way now, only one way, that Trump can become president. And that's the only road to success of Trump. As a matter of fact, constitutionally, Joe Biden is not the president elect, though the media might call him so. The world leaders have congratulated Joe Biden, but despite the coronation by media, despite the congratulations by the world leaders, despite the large majority of Americans thinking that he is elect, and not Americans, people who are outside America as well, officially to become president elect requires minimum 270 required electoral votes, which he hasn't got. Now you would say, well, he has got 302 and 303. Yes. But when we say that he needs 270 required selectors, then they have to be certified by the state secretary. And till today, not a single state secretary has certified that those votes are there. And herein lies the constitutional points which people are not aware and media does not talk about. Biden is presumed president elect. Let's be very clear. He is also likely president, even the probable president, but he is officially, for legal and constitutional purposes, not officially president elect. It has happened many times in the last century before that, in the 19th century, that no candidate received enough electoral votes to win the presidency. And then the Electoral Commission, comprising the members of the House of Representatives, senators, and Supreme Court justices investigated disputed electoral college ballots, as happened in 1876 when the commission awarded all disputed ballots to Rutherford Hayes, who became the president by a single vote. He had just one vote more than the other one and became the president. And that is the road President Trump has. And I can tell you, he's trying to travel by that road, but he's not talking about it. His legal team is not talking about it, but they are all their efforts, all their actions are aimed at that. The aim of Trump's legal team and Trump's strategy is not to get 270 electoral votes for Trump. That's not possible today. That's be impossible. Let's be very clear. He can never get 270 votes in the elections as they are. The goal is to question Vice President Biden should not get 270 certified electoral college votes, and this is a zero sum game. The question which I hear dinned into my ears is, how do you deny Biden 270 numbers? The answer to that question provides a clue that the strategy of Trump is, if enough electoral votes are still being contested and there's no decision by mid December, that means fewer than 270 electorals would be certified by the respective state secretaries. So, although Trump may not have 270 votes, even Biden would not have 270 votes. So, if that was to happen, then the only recourse is to go to the House of Representatives and they select the president and the Senate selects the vice president. Now, here's a conundrum. A. Till today, Senate majority is with the Republicans. So the vice president would be a Republican nominee. And House representative, you might think it will be Democratic, but no, there's a catch. It's not the members of the House of Representatives who cast a vote as members of the representatives. Each state has one vote. There are 50 states. So total state numbers required to win are 26 votes, not 100 odd votes. 218 is the majority vote. So 218 votes are not required, only 56 votes are required. Now here is the underlying secret. Democrats have more representatives, but from less number of states, because each state sends representatives based on the population. While in the Senate, each state sends two representatives, in House of Representatives is by population. But for the vote to the president, the state can have only one vote. And there are more state representatives who are Republicans, though the total number of Democrats is more. The number of states being represented over there are definitely more than the Democrats have. So, if the elections were to go to the House, the Republicans would determine the next president. That is the strategy President Trump is using. And constitutionally, that's the only way out. So, that is why more and more cases are being filed so that the counting is delayed and no state secretary in those states where there's dispute, where there's allegation, proven or unproven, makes the case sub judice. So the secretary cannot certify that Biden has the total required voters, that is 270 electoral votes. Now, I'm not saying is it right or is it wrong. I'm only stating the possibility and the probability and the constitutionality. And basically, the McCarthyism that is being practiced in USA by the Democratic Party, demonizing President's action, and especially the actions of President Obama, who should not have been the vocal the way he is. No, the president has been like that till now. So that McCarthyism has to be met constitutionally. And all this talk of a coup is simply not there. I'll take it up one day that the coup in USA is as near a possibility as having a snowstorm in Thar or Sahara deserts. Those deserts cannot have snow, but if you think you can have snow there, then you can have a coup in USA. And the president's lawyers are very astute team of constitutional experts. So they are raking up cases, even if when they are defeated. It's immaterial. But the delay in ensuring that by the mid-December, less than 270 electoral votes are certified, that would be the road to White House for the winner. Now, the long-term strategy required for the success a perfect storm of favorable court decisions or no court decisions, favorable action by the several secretaries of state, and a favorable number of recounts and other challenges, if the recounts are there, or delays. It would not be enough to win one state like Pennsylvania. There would have to be more than 35 electors not certified in time to vote. If more than 35 electors are not certified, the game is up to Republicans. If less than 35 electors are certified, then Biden is the president elect. So that's the reason that the President Trump has neither conceded the election nor called up the legal challenges. But then there's one thing which I would say there's no good reason why such cooperation for the transition team should not be there. I'm all for saying that the transition team should be allowed to function properly so that the nation doesn't suffer, especially in this time. And this transition team can keep on working on its own way. And if Trump wins through the strategy that is there, then of course the transition team would only be a duplication and that will go waste, but let it be. At least if the Trump strategy does not succeed, the country would not suffer, which it would suffer. Trump administration should provide cooperation to the Biden transition team without conceding or culling of the job. This can be done, as we say in a legal term, under protest. I agree to pay under protest if there's a dispute. And when the dispute is resolved, the payment is returned or utilized. So let's remember that as a matter of law and constitutionality, Biden is not the president elect. But officially, since he's been coronated, he has been crowned with the president elect label by the media. Okay, let's give the devil the due. Till the certification is there, which has not occurred as yet, let the work proceed normally. The fact that Trump is not conceding the defeat and Biden is only presumed president elect, quite possible the likely president, even the probable president, but not official. So let the recounts continue. Let the judicial challenges go forward. Let the president say whatever he chooses that they are rigged, that the dead people have voted, which they have. Whatever he chooses for the election, let's listen to that. And that sort of the stupidity with the televisions had when they cut off the president, that should not be tolerated. This is all not conceding, going to court is a part of the democratic process of elections. So, at the same time, as I said, let's move forward with the transition by having Trump administration cooperate with the Biden transition team. That is also the constitutional American way. Let both parties adhere to it and let the best party win. Ultimately, it's the representatives sitting in the House of Representatives who will decide the next president in case states cannot certify the electors. So, next maybe 20 days are crucial for both the parties. But constitutionally, even after he is certified, only then he'll become the president elect. Till that time, he is only the presumed president elect. And the strategy being adopted by Trump is the only way that Trump can retain the presidency. This constitutional aspect must not be ignored by anybody. Thank you.